Hey, Gary Owen. So I listened to this.
Listened to the Breakfast Club, and they had Andrew Schultz on, whose new specials on Netflix. And I love Andrew, but they brought up the Kendrick Lamar thing, and I'm listening to it, and Charlemagne is and Andrew, they're having fun with it. They're going back and forth, and all of a sudden, the girl that fills in for Jess Hilarious, that was there when I was there a few months ago, they said, Kendrick has never really said who he's talking about. Andrew's like, how do we even know Kendrick was talking about me? I go, and Andrew was like, Kendrick's fans were really coming at him. And when Kendrick said, run up on your ops, Andrew was like, in his mind, Kendrick gave the okay to run up on Andrew and his family. So Andrew's like, all right, if you want to play that game, I'm gonna come at you. I'm gonna say you short. I'm going to say I could violate you in prison if it was just us two. Things like that. Now, Envy, Charlemagne, and Schultz was like, we don't even know who Kendrick was talking about. He could have been talking about Gary Owen. And literally, their girl goes, ain't nobody checking for Gary Owen. And I was like, I tell you, this girl, I can't remember her name. She, I don't know what her issue with me is, but I'd be like, what? How did I catch a stray? I'm not even there. Ain't nobody checking for Gary Owen. And I'm like, well, I just did 12 shows in Baltimore. Somebody checking for me. I'm sold out in Nashville this weekend. Somebody checking for me. You can tell she takes her hip hop real serious and the lyrics real serious. I could tell when I was there. I go, so she's like, Andrew, how can you say that? And you got he almost was defending Kendrick, but I was like, oh, she takes those lyrics serious, takes her hip hop serious. It reminded me, it was like when Tyrese got mad at me because I said a joke. Like in her mind, I'm not a real celeb. I'm not a real entertainer. She doesn't take me serious. She doesn't feel. I bet you in her mind, if she was booking the show, she wouldn't have me on. I bet you in her mind, she goes, no, Gary, he's not big enough to be on our show. I could be wrong. I can't wait to go back. I hope she's filling in for Jess so we can talk about this in person. I hope she sees the podcast, and we're definitely going to clip this up. And I can't remember her name off the top of my head. I think it's Loren, something like that. But yeah, she was trying to get on my neck about my divorce. I caught a stray with the Kendrick thing again. It's like, psst. You got to see it though. Like, psst, ain't nobody checking for Gary Owen. And you saw Shove Andrew go, oh, what do you mean? But it's almost like when you're drunk, like a drunken tongue speaks a sober mind. That's how I felt. Like, oh, her true feelings just came out right there. I caught that. I see what's happening here. Like, she really don't like me. Like, I might go on the Breakfast Club and she might gloss over it, but deep down, she don't like me. And that's obvious, and it's oozing out of how she reacts when my name comes up. It's just, ugh. I bet you if whatever time my name come up, I bet you she's never said nothing good. I can almost guarantee it.
And I just wish you would have also included this part of it. At the moment, he's like, okay.
How we know he wasn't talking about Gary Owens? That's the other
a good
thing.
point.
First of all, ain't nobody.
We don't know.
That's a good point. Whoa.
I didn't know. Y'all not about to
Gary,
twist that.
Gary was the first person to jump out.
I'm not about to twist that.
Gary was the first
person. In that
person to
moment,
jump
we
out.
knew exactly what he was talking about. Because I heard it and I knew exactly what he was talking about.
I didn't think it was me. I was like, why was he talking about me?
Because of the shits and giggles and all the laughs and
I thought he was talking about Matt
black
Rife.
women.
Maybe he was talking about Matt.
That's what I thought. I was like, he gotta be talking about
And
Matt
everybody
Rife
kept
and Gary
saying he was talking about me, and I was like, wait, if he's talking about me, and is he telling people to kill my friends? Well, I got to do something about that. I got to do something. I got to do something. Like, I'm not a tough guy. I'm a certified lover boy.
Oh, my God. Because like I said in the room, it was not a shot at you at all. It was me redirecting the accountability. Like, no, we're not going to bring in another white comedian into this. And it could have been any white comedian. They could have said Bill Burr. They could have said anybody. And I would have said the same thing because it wasn't about you or the comedian in that moment. It was about Andrew and the conversation that we were having. When Kendrick dropped that line, that Shits and Giggles podcast, when Andrew made all them, the jokes or whatever about the black women and all that, that shit was so loud, it was no way. Everybody knew who Kendrick was talking about. So, nah. Come back on over here, Andrew. You're not about to get away from that one, not that fast, by whoever else it could have been. I am honestly so surprised that you took this that serious, to be honest with you. But yes, I will be at the Breakfast Club when you get there. I'm the senior news producer at the Breakfast Club. You know, in the interviews that I do, I ask questions. I do. I've done that with every celebrity. Yes, I do know that you were a celebrity. I do consider you a celebrity. I enjoy your comedy. But I do what I do because it's my job. It's nothing personal at all. I think you're taking it very personal. And I do think that it's, you know, I was going to say I think it's very, like, shocking, but it's not, because this happens all the time. And not just with the two men I sit in the room with. So not with Unc Charlemagne, or not with my bro, not with Envy. But anytime I've ever worked with a man, when I was at TMZ, when I was, you know, anywhere, what I've always come to find is people really pick and choose who they take issue with about certain things. And normally it's the women in the room, when it's like anybody else could have said that and it wouldn't have been this serious. I also think our first interaction that we had together, I thought we were joking. I thought that it was funny. At that point, I'm leaning in. Your material is about Black women. Like, I'm leaning into exactly what you joke about and laugh about. I didn't think it was that deep, but obviously our first interaction with each other must have rubbed you the wrong way. So come on back, baby. Let's have a conversation. We could talk about it. I'm not going nowhere. I will be there. And yes, when you met me, I was filling in for Jess. Now, I'm the senior news producer with the Breakfast Club, making national news headlines and breaking news. So it's nice to meet you again for the second time here online. And I can't wait to meet you again for the third time when you come on back to the Breakfast Club. I don't have an issue with you, Gary, at all. Like, not at all. So I don't know how you felt about the rest of that clip. And honestly, it probably doesn't matter, because if you really think that my interaction with you, the time when you were on the show and I asked you about your divorce, and, you know, we had that conversation because you had been on a national comedy tour talking about it and talking about it everywhere else. You had did Shannon Sharp and talked about it. And there was no issue when you were asked those questions anywhere else. But you took issue when I asked you about it. And we joke, you know, from what I thought, and I'm not the comedian, so maybe, you know, my gist and my grasp of what a joke is off. But I thought that we were joking about, you know, the whole black girl. What did you say? Black girl? I forget what the joke was that you had at that time, that we asked you about too in the interview. But I thought we were joking. So yes, come on back. I don't know if you drink, but I'll pour you up a drink, and you know what I mean? We can talk about it. I would love to actually engage in this conversation, because one of the things that I'm finding as I do my job now, you know, where I'm not at a TMZ or wherever else where people can't get upset at the brand, they can get upset with you, is that, you know, everybody's human. So everybody is open to their feelings. Like, I can't help how something made you feel. I know my intention, and I stick beside my intention. My intention was not to try and play you, was not to say nobody checking for you that you're not a celebrity. We know you're a celebrity. We know you're successful. I wouldn't even have known what to ask you in your interview if I didn't follow what you do, and it's my job to do that. So yes, come on back, baby. You know how to get in contact with the people. And you spelled Loren wrong too in your captions. It's Loren, not Lauren. And when you clip it up for your podcast, just please add the full context. That's all I'm asking you to do. I can't change your feelings on how you felt, you know, and I'm not here apologizing for anything because I didn't do anything wrong. But, you know, I'm always open to hearing, you know, putting myself in your shoes and hearing how you felt about things and taking accountability for where I need to take accountability for. But right now I don't see that. So let's talk. See you soon.